And we are live. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen this video, but that's okay. I'm going to live to fight another day. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Besh. I'll say what's up to her.
Hello, welcome. Please like, share, and subscribe. Happy Monday.
Yes, and please subscribe to Mrs. Best channel. Any reviews or recaps I'm not covering on my channel, we cover on Mrs. Best channels. Currently, we have Married at First Sight, which is a show that I am loving so far. So you guys want to make sure you catch the recaps of that one. We're going to be doing a video shortly after this one. Also, we have Love and Hip Hop Miami returning as well. So if you guys want to see those recaps, you're going to subscribe to Mrs. Best. Tell her James sent you so that way we can get a subscriber count because we are both trying to monetize. Come on, y'all. Subscribe to the channel, especially if you enjoy what you see. Why watch us and don't subscribe to us? We don't understand it. Hey, Kevin Reynolds, thank you for being here with us. We definitely appreciate you so much. So, y'all, Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 10, episode 5, Sunshine and Sex. Y'all, this episode was all over the place, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to watch my mouth this time. I'm sorry, y'all. I know the irony of me watching my mouth is starting to, play a chord, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, DM Rocks, thank you for being here. Oh, yeah, I got a name. I got a nickname for them. So, any update as to watching the latest Watch What Happens? I still have not watched it, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, Kevin Reynolds. I don't watch What Happens Live unless there's a need for me to do so. I don't watch it at all. I'm not really that big of an Andy fan, so I don't watch it. But I will try to catch up on it, and I'll let you know.
I did watch it. Kevin, my bad, y'all. I'm gonna be back on camera in a second. I was finishing laundry, and Karama, go straight to hell. Go find something to do.
Yeah, I don't see it for him anyway. So yeah. Hi Naya, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. So y'all, we got a lot to talk about, so we're gonna get right into it. So the episode opens up where our cliffhanger was showing where we were talking about Stacey dating Chris Samuels. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Because Stacey gave her explanation, and then I'm gonna give mine. Stacey said, "Me and Chris have been great friends. We're both going through a divorce, and he's a great person and everything." So yeah, that's what happens. Ashley's like, "So okay, so are you guys dating?" Because they're trying to get the heat off Giselle. That's what Ashley do. Ashley is the new Robin. If those of y'all who are not catching it, Ashley is the new Robin of the show, and we're already sick of it because I'm like, you ain't got to defend her. That's a grown ass woman. So I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it for everybody in the back. So I don't give a fuck about Stacey dating Chris Samuels. I don't care about Monique's feelings. I don't care about any of that. They are grown. Chris Samuels is not married to her anymore. They are divorced. So if Stacey want to slide into Chris Samuels, I don't care. I don't care that he's friends with several members of these several cast members. I don't care that Monique is friends with y'all. Bringing her on the show, if it's based on this shit, is stupid. And I'm just going to say it like that. It is stupid. I don't care. We can move on. We can go. It's not that big of a deal. So the fact that y'all are trying to make this a big deal and this is going to pick up wings and actually be a later on storyline, y'all can go to hell with this because I don't care. So, Mrs. Best, how do you feel about them bringing up Chris Samuels and asking if she knew Monique? Do you care that they're dating or that they may have dated? Or we know that they dated, but do you care?
No, Monique and Stacey are not friends. Monique and Stacey do not have a history. Therefore, girl code doesn't apply. The DMV area is small, like many metropolitan areas. So sometimes you're going to date people that may know of somebody that knows of somebody. But if we're keeping it real, nobody on this show is even Stacey's real friend. So, they want to make it a thing. It would be scandalous and a thing if maybe Giselle or Ashley or Wendy was seen with Chris Samuels because they filmed with Monique. But since Stacey never filmed with Monique, is not connected to Monique, it's not a big deal. It's just people who may have dated the same person along their timeline. It's not a big deal. And it's like y'all want to make Stacey, the more that they do this with Stacey, the more that we dislike them. So it's like,
Preach.
let it go. Let it go. Ashley, you ain't got shit to talk about. And your man almost resulted in this show getting canceled in earlier seasons due to sexual harassment lawsuits. So I don't know why Ashley keep digging deep when she's admitting to doing shows like Love Hotel just for a check. Ashley got nothing to show us and is doing whatever she can for $1 and is butchering the great songs of legends. Ashley's black card has been revoked. It was temporarily suspended. Then it was moved to actually being suspended. After she played with Roberta Flack, that shit is revoked. I'm so tired of Ashley. I just am.
No, her black card was revoked for me when we first met her and saw what she was married to. And the fact that she kept on defending him and his egregious behavior on the show. Her black card has been revoked from me. I'm just waiting for somebody else to wake up and see it. Because she's been skating around getting a free check for at least a good 7 seasons. So I'm sick of Bravo giving people free checks for doing absolutely nothing but being messy. That's not, fun anymore. I agree. Stop trying to make fat chat. But I don't know why they keep messing with Stacey. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's not, she doesn't do anything. And y'all can say, well, she lies, but her lies don't affect anybody. Who does it affect? Name somebody on this cast that Stacey's lies affect. I'll wait. Not a damn one. So yes, exactly. Yes. I'm trying to tell you, Shani, when I tell you I lost respect for Ashley season 3 of this show, I don't see it for Ashley. I don't. And the more Stacey becomes the fan favorite, she really does. Like, I'm Team Stacey. Honestly, I'm Team Stacey, Wendy, and Jazzy. Those girls are my girls on this show. Because so far, they're bringing the fun energy. They're asking the questions that need to be asked. So I'm here for that. So that was pretty much the dinner scene, because we move on from that. And then we go to Wendy's birthday. So Giselle actually sets up Wendy a birthday cake, and all the ladies sing happy birthday. Kiana had a very stank attitude from the moment she walked in Giselle's room. So after the ladies finish saying happy birthday, they are sitting around. Kiana pulls Giselle aside and say, hey, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling well. I'm going to go ahead and go to my room. And Giselle said, okay. And she leaves Angel with the rest of the ladies. So she goes into her room. She said, look, in her confessional, she said, look, between Wendy and this on again, off again situation, and between my friend being a catfish and all this situation, and with Jazzy coming at me, I'm tired. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. So from this moment forward, Kiana and Angel are going to be known as the stank gross sisters of the trip, and probably of the rest of this season, depending on how they attitude, because their attitudes were so stank. I just could not, y'all. I'm sorry, I could not. So Kiana excuses herself, and then we play a game. So the game pretty much is them asking random ass questions. So Ashley goes first and asks Wendy, have you ever been attracted to a woman? Sexually attracted to a woman? Wendy said yes, it was a stripper, and the stripper had braces, and she thought it was the woman was just so sexy. I don't remember who Tia's was, because Tia was like, I wish you'd asked me that question, because Tia had a crush on somebody, and I didn't pick up who it was. I was like, I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to speak on to it. Mrs. Best, did you know the young lady that Tia was talking about that she had a sexual attraction to?
I didn't actually catch the name.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. So okay. Tia gets more interesting as the season goes on. So from there, we then thank you. I had no idea who that was. I was like, okay, who is she? What does she do? Sorry, y'all. I don't know who that is. I don't know if she's important. I don't know. Yeah. What are y'all saying in the comments? I think Kay went into this season thinking that Giselle, her, and Ashley were going to be on the Let's Gang Up on Wendy bandwagon. It can change. It still could be that way. Stranger things have happened. After watching Color Me Pink's video about Jazzy, I'm good on Jazzy. Yeah, I like her over Kay. I'm just saying. I like her in this moment, because I don't like Jazzy either, but I like her in this moment because she is bringing the fun energy on the trip. Like, if I were to go on this trip with these ladies, I would want to hang with Stacey, Wendy, and Jazzy, because they're the only ones who look fun. I don't want to be over there with Kay stank ass, and I don't trust Giselle and Ashley. So I would be in the room with them if I had to choose. So, but we're gonna move on now. The game then turns up. So it's now Wendy's turn to ask a question. So Wendy asked Angel if she can kill anyone in the friend group, who would she kill? And Angel said it's Giselle. And everyone is like hyping that up, laughing at it, like really making it a good time. And so Angel stands up and said, because Giselle, I'm that motherfucker. And I'm looking at this lady like, girl, if you don't sit down somewhere. So Wendy was like, yeah, come on to the bad side. Come on to the bad side. So she struts over there and it actually turns the mood over because now she's warming up to everybody. And Wendy said in her confessional, it's funny how when Kiana leaves the room, Angel is just so nice and bubbly. It's such a good change of events. And I do agree. I think without Kiana, she is warming up to the ladies. But wait a minute, y'all. At least we thought. And I'll touch on that in a minute. So, Mrs. Best, how did you feel about Angel's response to Wendy's question? And how do you think the evening went for Angel thus far?
It's too late, baby. It's too late. My camera fucking up. Let me turn it off. It's too late. It's too late. I don't see it for Angel. I just don't see it for Angel. When I say that you are the person that I would trust the least, you change up who you are and how you move based on who's around. I don't trust people like that. I genuinely do not trust people like that. Like if you go, like the way I am with people, you could be the biggest nerd, the person that everybody thinks is the least cool in the world. If you are authentic to who you are, no matter what room you're in, I'll fuck with you the long way. I don't like people like Angel who move like that. It's a sign of weakness, in my opinion. It's also a sign of her being messy. It also shows that she's insecure and the bitch will do anything for $1. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I know everyone was like, "Ooh, what a moment." But even with how she responded to Giselle, like she just was not that interesting. The picture does look like her when you look at her on the show in moments where she doesn't have makeup. Like if she was thinner, it does look like her, but it looks like her with hella filters. Like I think she's insecure. I didn't care for the moment. It's just too little too late. I don't like when bitches come on without their own mind. I can't respect that.
Mm-hmm. Shani, I can't move this right now. I have to wait because I don't have any energy. I'm still injured. So I have to wait and set up this room back to how it originally was. So I do apologize for anybody else who's having a problem with visually seeing me right now. I'm sorry. This is how it's going to have to be for today. I will try my best to get it moved before my next live. But right now, I don't have the energy nor the capacity with my knee to move this back to where it was. Sorry. I love y'all, but y'all just got to deal with this for today. So, yes. I'm so sorry. I really want to move it, but I can't. Like, I'm drained. I had a great weekend with my besties, so I'm drained, y'all. Sorry. So, it's overall, there was a good night. Angel hugs everybody. And, you know, she even hugs Giselle. She's like, hey, Giselle. Like, she hugs everybody. It seemed like it was a good time, right? Cut to now, we're in the next day. And the next day, we're looking at the Stank Gross Sisters room. And Angel is sitting there, you know, crying, talking about, you know, she didn't like what Giselle did. She thought it was mean and everything. And I'm looking at Angel like, you could have said this that night when you said I want to kill you because what you did was mean. But you gonna hold it for a whole 24 hours. Okay, Angel. Okay. So Giselle comes into the room and she goes, hey, y'all, I'm about to set up breakfast. And I came to check on Angel to, you know, apologize. And so Angel's kind of giving her the cold shoulder, and Kay was like, yeah, she's really upset, but I'm going to leave the room so you guys can talk. And Giselle's like, oh, Lord, I thought we were good. I thought everything was fine. Like we all would have thought. Like anybody in Giselle's shoes would have thought that we moved on because she was having fun. She was letting loose. Now we done went back 15 steps. So we're trying to figure out why we went back that many steps. So Angel sits in front of Giselle and she goes, I just felt like what you did was just really mean. Giselle, I'm a mother and I dedicate everything to my kids. And I just don't appreciate you coming, for my image. Cause I used to be a red carpet host for BET and it was all about my image and everything. And I'm looking at this lady like, okay, let's process this. What Giselle did was mean. I get it. I understand it. I'm not saying that it wasn't me. However, Angel, you give mixed signals of how you feel, how you move, how you act, and how you be. We cannot discern or understand any of it because it's almost like, y'all, if I didn't know any better, and we'll talk about this later on, it's almost like somebody got in her ear and made her get mad all over again because this did not make sense. Mrs. Best, did that scene make any sense to you when Giselle actually came up to apologize and try to make amends with Angel?
Ho, why is you crying? I don't understand. Why are you crying about being a mother and stuff? What does you having a mom have to be and a mom have to do with any of it? Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, yeah, Giselle said something that was kind of mean. It was just that she called her out publicly, but baby girl, that don't look like you. If Giselle didn't say it, trust and believe the audience watching the show when they went and looked into your Instagram, because you are a new housewife, we would have said it. So when you use filters, because occasionally I'll use a filter, but your filter should not make you look like a whole different person. Baby weight should not make you look like a whole different person. But when all of your pictures prior to the baby are with filters, and then we see you on TV without a filter after having a baby, you're going to look like a different person. So I feel like Angel's trying to make it into, oh, she's being shamed because she's a new mom and her body weight and stuff. And I feel like that's because Kay put that battery in her back. But that's not the case, because something Giselle said that made sense. And this is also what pisses me off about Angel, because now you got me defending Giselle. The picture was from the neck up. So how is that body shaming you? Is there a thing? Is filter shaming a thing? I'm getting old, so I don't know.
I wouldn't know. I don't use filters, so I wouldn't know. But even if I did, I wouldn't take that as, oh, James, I don't look like you. If I know I used a filter and it does not look like me, I'm just going to say, yeah, I just want to use a filter that day. There is nothing wrong with using a filter, y'all. There is nothing wrong with that. My problem is that Angel, even if you said that was not a filter, it still does not look like you currently, and she is meeting the current you. That's what you're not
like getting. Though, in my opinion, the picture did look like with her without makeup. But without makeup with a filter on. Like, it looked like she did her eyebrows and tried to look natural or something, which girls be doing on the internet, but I don't know.
I'm kind of at the feeling that I didn't think that looked like her at all. I thought that looks like...
It looks like her a little bit, but if I have to take a second and pause and be like, who's that? When looking at the picture, then you've done too much to the picture. Because if you look at a picture of me from high school, like, that's how these people keep finding me on Facebook and stuff. They can very well figure out, even 20 years later, that it is me. With Angel, if I were to see that picture, like, just quickly compared to her today, I would not think that that was her. But if you look at it long enough, you can see that it does look like her. But Angel doesn't have a mind of her own as it relates to her friendships. And I still don't trust her marriage either. So I'm just tired of how she interacts with these women. Like, everything she does is late.
Yeah, it's like it's delayed. It's like it's a delayed gratification. It's like, why are you doing this now? Like, why do this now when you could have done this in the moment? Like, do you have to think about like honestly, I get there's some people who, process. I totally get that. I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing. That's a human thing to do. My problem is that you still can have the action of, I don't fuck with you, or I don't fuck with what you said, but let me sleep on it, and then I'm gonna come back and really have that conversation. There's a such thing as that. So I get a lot of people saying she's just being human. True. But at the same time,
Don't
she's
tell people that you're gonna forgive them and that you guys are good if you gonna get
right.
to sleep on it.
Don't give me the impression like we're having fun. Like you can have fun with me, but then you don't really fuck with me on the outskirt of something that I said. Like that to me is not fair. That's what I'm saying. So
What I will say though, Angel, woman to woman, baby, that is not your bra size. And that's it. And in that order. I've had friends that have had children. I tell you this, I know there are maternity bras that exist. I know you can wear a bigger one or don't wear one at all. Fuck it. Let the girls hang. But she needs to wear a bigger bra. She needs to comb that damn whatever is on her head. It looked like it might come alive. She needs to comb it out and she needs to stop using the filters. Because if we have to squint or look at you for hella long to see like, okay, maybe that is you, then it don't look like you. So come on.
right.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Thank you, Naya, for the well wishes on my healing. I am trying, y'all. Fractured tibia is crazy. It's a crazy injury to have. I'm just going to tell you that now. Thank you, Shani, for being understanding. Hi, Dimples on Demand. I have not seen you in a minute. Appreciate you catching alive. Yes, when I tell you this recovery gets longer and longer and longer, I still have a lot more to go. I thought I was almost done. I still got a lot further to go. Angela can go, her husband can stay, and so can Kay. Yeah, I want her to go as well. I don't know. Kay was a flop to me. That was just a disappointment. Angel always realizes after the fact she's upset. Weirdo. I agree. She did tell Giselle she was mean last night, but then you hugged her and everyone else. So we all thought everything was good. But now you're waking up angry. You angry at breakfast. Right. Because I'm not saying she doesn't have a right to be mad at Giselle. She definitely does. But don't hug her. Don't give her an impression that you're beyond it now.
And
That's
again,
all I'm saying.
Ho, why is you crying?
How old is Angel? Because she sounds like she's 20-something-year-old ditzy broad. No, that lady is well in her 40s. Or maybe just about to turn. No, she probably younger than that. Because Kay is my age. I think me and Kay graduated high school the same year. So maybe a little bit older than us, maybe in her late 30s. Either way, she's too old for that shit. Angel's red carpet photos favors the photos Giselle initially checked on her on. They do. I did look at old pictures of her. I don't necessarily think they look like the filter of her, but they do. Her face, because her face is so because she's had kids. So I see what everyone is saying. Like I did look at old pictures of her, but as I said, for someone who did not know who she was and went based on the Instagram versus meeting the real person, I understand why Giselle did what she did and said what she said. I understand it completely. Would I have brought it up in front of all the ladies? No. I probably wouldn't have brought it up at all because I probably wouldn't care. But at the same time, this is reality TV and they have to make a show. So this is what she chose to do. And Angel just got thrown in a crossfire because of it. It's sad, but you know, it is what it is. Giselle is such an easy read. Angel could have said so much to get Giselle off her. You know what it is? Honestly, y'all, there is an intimidation factor that I see Angel have when it comes to Giselle. She may think she's a mean girl. She may think of all these things, but secretly she wants to be a part of the popular girls clique.
Yeah, because she referred to Giselle when talking to her, saying that bullshit about the big sister type of stuff. I was like, huh? Y'all ain't even been that close for that term to be used in any way. But
right.
That let me know that's probably what she wants.
Yep. Shane said, in the words of not Zima Jackson, little Latin boy in drag. Why are you crying? I love that movie, y'all. I really do. What did the kids have to do with it? They made you use the filters. You know, honestly, to me, I don't think she had a leg to stand on. So she used that as a way to kind of further her point of Giselle being mean and her coming for her image. I think that that's why she did it.
I thought it because Kay was the one saying it. We saw Kay at the beginning of the show saying that's not okay because you're a new mom and you're breastfeeding. Kay put that shit in her head. And I don't think all of the dynamic between Kay and Angel is Kay just saying, well, you need to do this for me because I got you on the show. I don't think it's that, but I definitely feel like Angel's insecure. I feel like Kay knows it and plays into it by making little comments to make her, plant seeds of doubt about this person about the situation. I feel like that's what Kay is doing, and Angel easily falls for it. I'm sick of it.
Shannon said, I thought the picture was of a younger Angel. I thought the picture was from a year ago. I think it was probably before she had children. Because it looks like a current picture. It just looks like one that probably happened before the kids came. He week over the Noxzema Jackson quote. I tell you, when I love To On Food, thank you, Junie Newmar, I love that movie. Sorry. Angel is simply bothered because she felt as though she was body shamed. And that's the thing. Nobody talked about her body.
It
That's
was
what we're trying to figure out.
What you felt like the bitch said your head was shaped funny? It is.
It looks like
I'm sick of this heifer. How the fuck we gonna body shame you and all we see is your head?
Right. Head and titties. That's all that was the picture. So I mean, come on. The picture looked nothing like her. Sorry, not sorry. I now wear glasses. I don't think it looked like her either. I thought it looked like, I mean, there are features of her. You could tell it's her, but it doesn't look like her. Like you could tell it is, but it just doesn't look like her. Kay chin checked her behind the scenes. Yeah. You already know she did. Dibs on Demand said, how did they pick Angel over Jazzy? Because I feel like Jazzy be bullshitting and be wanting the same money as the first season ladies. Because she's actually with the ball player. Nobody cares. After you have children, sometimes you need to change the bra size, especially if you're breastfeeding. I agree. Those are bosoms, not boobs. They need the extra help, and that's okay. Yep.
Yeah.
James, can I call you Hop Along? No. Kay is 37. Okay, so she's a year older than me, or 2 years older than me. I got you. T said the photo production is showing is not the photo Giselle is referring to.
Well, that photo don't look like you either, so that don't help her case.
Right. So, like, what picture is she talking? Then Robert Production used that picture. Okay. See, this now opens up a whole nother can of worms that I now need to create a whole separate video for. Because then why the fuck production would you then show a picture that Giselle's not even talking about? Like, see, this is what I be talking about with this show. Ashley and Kay are the same age. Okay, I got you. I saw the ages of everyone on the cast, and Stacey's 53, Angel's 36, and Jazzy is 31. Jazzy's only 31? Oh. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. Okay, I got you. If anything, Angel is the one who brought up someone's body. Now it was in her confessional. She brought up Wendy's body and nobody talked about her body. And that's another thing. Because she did throw shade talking about other people's images, but you're crying about someone talking about yours. Okay, lady. I got you. Production is messy because if that's not the photo, then what the hell are we arguing about then? But anyway, y'all, we're going to move it on along. So Giselle has all the ladies for breakfast. At this point, Kay comes out, still with that funky ass attitude, and Ashley and her go sit and have a sidebar. And Giselle talks to the ladies about what happened when she got to talk with Angel this morning. And she said that Angel is still mad about what I said. And all the ladies were confused. They were like, wait, she's mad after the fact that she was playing with us. She hugged you and everything. She's still mad. And Giselle said, yeah, she's still angry about it. She was crying and everything. And everybody is like, wow, okay, lady. So at this point, Angel comes out and she talks to Ashley and Kay as they're having a private conversation. I didn't care about Ashley and Kiana's conversation that was private. Did y'all want me to talk about that, Mrs. Best? Did you want me to talk about that? Because I really didn't care.
No, thank you.
Okay. So at this point, Angel comes out and talks to the ladies and she said, yeah, I'm mad about it because, I slept on it and I just felt like, it still was mean and everything. And even Ashley was kind of taking it back. Like, what? Like, why are you still mad? We thought everything was good. Like, why are you still, mad about that? And I said, because Ashley, she's a stank, gross sister. Her and the lady you sit next to. Then some stank, gross sisters. So that's how the stank attitude, the stank duo. That's why nobody wants to be on trip. So Giselle sets up everything for the ladies to go and have, an educational factor. So we learned about Alexander Hamilton, which will be the next scene. So The ladies get piled up, and we see Kenny, who is, their tour guide. And he said, ladies, I'm going to serenade you with a song as we drive up. And the ladies were like, okay, Kenny, we see you. And the song actually was kind of fun. Like, it was a fun little song. I liked it a lot. I said, Kenny, that's a good plug. I see you, Kenny. You trying to make that hustle. I know them DMs was flooded with people wanting you to record that song so they can buy it. I already know it was. So, what y'all know about these comments? I got to look at these really quickly here. Hold on. Shani says Stacy is older than me, but she looks damn good. Stacy does look good for her to be in her 50s. Like, I would have gave her 40s. I didn't know she was in her 50s. Yeah, I said the same thing, Dan Brock. I did not think that. Like, that was crazy. Mrs. Moncrief, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hey, y'all. I was so happy to catch a live. Had a long day, by the way. Caught the Bell Collective review. Biloxi, Mississippi native here. Yes, Biloxi, Mississippi. I love Biloxi. By the way, the Potomac girls are bringing good TV. Stacy, stay gathering. She sure do. Absolutely. And like Nia Green said, like the video, y'all. Make sure y'all get that algorithm going for me. My nickname for Kay is Angry Bird. Great nickname. Love it. Angel and Kara are those girls in high school that thrive on drama. It's the only way to feel relevant. I agree. Yeah, no, I love it. Ashley needs to go. Every time I see her on screen, I'm annoyed. Me too.
Makes your teeth itch.
When Ashley forehead swells up, she's confused. That's a lot of forehead to swell up too. Angel is Vicky from the robot from the TV show. Oh, nice. I love that. I love that Biloxi Blues back in the day. Yes, yes, yes. I love Biloxi, y'all. I went there. I drove past there when I was coming home from Florida, and I stayed for like 2 hours. Great time. Great time. I needed a drink. I needed to relax before I got back on the road. So that was perfect timing. So we then move on after he serenades the song. They then go and learn the history of Alexander Hamilton, who is one of the founding fathers. He is on the $10 bill. If nobody is familiar with what he looks like, who he is, he's one of the founding fathers. Now, I don't like talking about this part of history. I really don't. I usually refrain from it because it's not necessarily the most positive thing to say. So I am going to skip over this part as well, unless Mrs. Best wants to comment on something. Okay, she quiet, y'all. So that means she don't want to. Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not finna just talk about this, placement of Alexander Hamilton. I mean, sorry, not sorry. I get, there's some people who do honor and cherish him. I'm not that person. Sorry. So we then move on to what's the next thing? Sorry, I'm trying to do this without looking at my notes because I want to make sure I'm professional, y'all. Sorry. Okay. Ooh. My phone is going so slow, y'all, today. So as we move on, the ladies are getting a tour and everything. And from there, we go back to the resort to then have another meal, and the ladies are circling around. They're now asking Giselle questions about the Sean Springs guy. Now, Giselle said it's nothing. We went on a date, and Ashley Robin Jr. wants to, focus back on Stacy, and Wendy said, no. We gonna stay right here because it's not about Stacy. And Stacy said, thank you, and I'm glad in that moment Wendy had Stacy's back because they were going to turn that on Stacy and make her the scapegoat. And I was going to get annoyed. So I am so glad Wendy stepped in. Mrs. Best, were you as happy as I was when Wendy stepped in?
Yes.
I mean, y'all, they do this all the time. Giselle, Ashley, and remember when Robin used to do it? Robin, they used to make the focus on somebody else to get off Giselle. No, Giselle, sit in the hot seat. So Wendy asked her question after question. Wendy said, okay, has he met your daughters? And Giselle in her confessional said he's, met one of my daughters. He met the oldest baby. And then she asked, have y'all slept together? And Giselle didn't want to answer that question because I believe the question is yes, they did probably sleep together. I don't feel like Giselle's somebody that's going to go without the cookie. I just don't, I feel like she one of them ladies. So So basically, after getting some questions, Wendy's like, "Oh yeah, that's Giselle's man. That's Giselle's man and everything." It was good. So the ladies still have another activity to do, and this is where Angel drops that Bobby just sent me $5,000 to go shopping, and it was so random. It was like he's sending you $5,000 to shop in this. Okay, okay, Mrs. Best. Do you feel like she was just trying to make a moment for that, or do you think she was just genuinely just bringing it up?
Why do we care that your husband sent you money? Mine does it all the time. I be thinking I'm paying for groceries and shit, and this nigga will reimburse me. But I don't talk about it. James, do I post about it?
Nope.
No. That's weird.
It is weird.
That's weird. Also, $5,000 is not a lot of money for what your husband and you do and your salary. If my husband had that salary, I have a feeling I would be getting a lot more than $5,000. But go off, sis. Do you, boo?
Okay, because I can't be mad at you. Thank you, Dimples on Demand. I did get it. I appreciate you so much. Like that was a great blessing that I definitely needed today. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Let me get to more of these comments. We get it. We was in a different situation at the time. We don't see it the same way. Referring to American Revolution. No, I totally get it. Absolutely. Ashley is like Robin in more ways than one, but both follow Giselle's orders and do her dirty work. Both have no storylines and a lot of audacity. Mrs. Best said a word right there, y'all. Mrs. Best saying the word. Ashley was Giselle's captive. She was. Because Giselle didn't want to talk about that man for whatever reason. It's probably because the man don't want nothing to do with the show. That's probably why. Giselle often gets men that don't want to have nothing to do with the show, which is fine. But the question in hand is, do you have a man? Not who is he and what does he do and can you bring him on the show? It's a simple yes, I have one, but he is not for sale. That's what you can literally say. And we're fine with that. We promise you. The $5,000 flex was unnecessary. I felt like, what is you talking about that for? That's stupid. Let's not forget he was also about to charter a jet to come and get her because she can't handle the lace. I didn't like that scene. I'm not going to talk about it because at the end of the day, I already see Angel for what she is, so ain't no point in bringing that up. And I feel like for that, like he just as messy as she is. So I get now why they're married. Lapdogs and entitlement. Yep, absolutely. Angel speaks on wax and her husband as her identity. She does, and that's annoying. That is annoying.
Said that when we have first met Angel, that she's one of those women who gets married and the husband in the marriage becomes her whole identity, how she feels secure, how she views herself. I'm telling y'all, no shade. So far as giving weak-minded bitch, but we gonna hope it get better.
Absolutely. Dibs on the Man said, and Bobby called Giselle old. Yikes. Yeah, he said she about 60 years old, almost 60 years old. I was like, see, why are you being messy? And in these, this one made me not like Bobby either. They're one and the same. They're probably one and the same. That's probably why their marriage works. But anyways, y'all, so as the ladies are arriving to their new location, which is the shops and everything, we have a conversation with, we have a few conversations. So the first conversation I mentioned was with the one with Angel and Jazzy. And Jazzy comes up to Angel and was like, so, you really are mad about what happened? And Angel said, yeah, I processed it and slept on it and was mad. She goes, even after we hugged, we included you, we had a great night, we had drinks, we had fun, you still were mad? And she said, yeah, I slept on it and that's what happened. And Jazzy, I kind of agree with Jazzy. Like, that's weird as hell. Like, you didn't get mad all over again over something that we thought you resolved. Like, and once again, I understand sleeping on things, but I kind of felt like she wanted to hold on to that for dear life and not let that go. Giselle's apologized, moved forward, came into your room to apologize again for saying it and making sure you were okay. I don't understand why you just won't let that go. And that, my friends, when someone does that, makes me feel like it is true that it was a filter. Sorry, not sorry. I now believe that was a filter. because there was a slight hope that I was holding on to Angel that maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was, a younger picture of her and that she reposted. Maybe that was.
Don't publicly admit that, baby. I'm looking out for you. Everybody knows that was a doggone filter. You could see it took away the actual retina to her damn eyeball. We know that was a fucking filter. And that's okay. People use filters all the time. They're meant to wake up your appearance a little bit. But don't say that you had hope that wasn't a filter. That was a motherfucking filter. It was a filter. Like,
I'm trying to give the lady something.
I don't have a filter. This is actually what I look like. That bitch, that was a filter. She got to figure it out. Because why would you, if you know you work in the entertainment industry, Angel, because I do remember her from the BET days.
Me too.
If you know you work in the entertainment industry and you are used to being in the limelight, why would you use filters to the extent to where you look like a whole different bitch? That look like your sister or your first cousin. You don't have to do that. That's stupid. That's stupid. I just feel like Angel would do better away from Kay on a different cast. Like, I don't feel like she'll
agree.
This cast.
I don't think reality TV is for her at all.
Yeah.
I don't think she should be on reality TV, y'all. I'm sorry. Reality TV is not for everybody. It really isn't. It is a skilled mindset that you have to have, and it's one you cannot take literally or personally. You have to have one of those personalities where you literally are here to hustle, make yourself known, be extra, be obnoxious, and all those other things. I do not think that this is this lady. I just don't. And also, I agree with Kevin Reynolds' comment here. Angel should not have hugged the ladies the night before. Doing so gave mixed vibes and confusion, and it did. That's why Jazzy sitting there having this conversation with her was confused, like we all were, because we thought everything was fine. We thought you got Giselle back. We thought, everybody was cheering you on, and we thought we were rallying behind you. And here you go, still mad about the shit. It's like, girl, come on now. We can't keep doing this. Naya said that was as filtered as my water.
Okay, Naya, and I don't drink tap, baby. It's filtered than a motherfucker. Ain't no way. Angel, that's the part that annoys me. Admit to the filter. Like, I would tell Giselle, all she had to say was, bitch, don't call me a catfish. But yeah, I use the filter just like you be using filters. Because your hair looks much stiffer in person than it do in your pictures.
And we don't
see Giselle from her lips to her asshole, and she just chose to.
Because in Giselle's photos, we don't see Charlotte's Web on her neck.
No, we don't. And
so and it's there. So yeah, she easily could have got her back. Like, it's like, y'all let Giselle get away with too much. Y'all really do. Like, if she's being mean, y'all need to learn how to be mean with her back. She can handle it. The worst she gonna do is not talk to you. And in the show where she's just one of 7, that's fine. She ain't got to speak to me. So a few hours before, Giselle said Wendy is the queen of filter. She is too. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, Angel just wanted to be angry. That's all that was. Her and Kay are 2 peas in a pot. They want to be angry over some shit that ain't even worth getting mad at. Kay's whole gripe, which we'll talk about in a second, that shit was stupid too. So she sure do. If y'all go on her Instagram, y'all won't see not near Charlotte's Web. Charlotte packed up her home and left. So yes. So let's go ahead and move on, y'all. So the next scene we have is a scene with Tia, Stacy, Ashley, and I believe that was Angel too that was in the room with them. And Angel said that she had texted Bobby. If I hear Bobby's name one more fucking time in this episode, that's why I didn't want to talk about all them conversations. Because I'm like, girl, I'm tired of hearing about you and this man. You setting this shit up to where a scandal gonna happen. You keep bringing up this man's name. I'm telling y'all got to be like Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly don't ever, she say daddy. She don't say Damon's name, she say daddy. So you need to learn how to filter that shit. So she said, I text Bobby sex. And he said, I'm going to get it when I get home and everything. And I'm like, I don't care. So Stacey was like, I'm going to text Timo sex and see what he says. So she does. And that shit was so fun. Y'all, that scene was so fucking funny. I'm sorry. I had to laugh. That's why I'm bringing it up now, because I was crying. Stacy said, Timo responded, with you or you're having sex? And she started laughing and she goes, with you. And they said, take a picture. So Stacy takes this very awkward picture with her eyes bugging and her mouth open. And all you see is a display of her titties. And she said, with me. And Tebow responded back, I think you have the wrong number. And she laughs, and everybody's looking at her like she's crazy. But she said, no, that's his sense of humor. And she explains that he has a very like sarcastic, dry, sarcastic humor. And they flash back to a scene where they say it's hot in here. He's like, yeah, and I'm not taking off all my clothes. And I was like, okay, I kind of get what she's saying. Mrs. Best, did you feel that same way, or were you thinking that Stacey's putting on?
I thought it was a joke. As you may have noticed when I came to your home, me and my husband talk a lot of shit to each other. It's a love language. In some ways, probably foreplay may not be healthy, but it works. Some couples, the best couples, you gotta be able to laugh. Some people like sarcasm. Some people like dry humor. That's what I took it as. The man filmed with her. They don't know that. Like obviously he cares to a certain extent about Stacey, but who cares? And then would you respond seriously if your woman just texts you sex, something that she probably doesn't normally do, and then sent that goofy ass picture that Stacey sent? It was a joke. Nothing about the exchange was serious. I feel like he probably took it as soon as he got that picture with Stacey's ass, that's when he also felt like, okay, it was a joke. It's not that deep. He's also not American. They do have a different sense of humor in every region of the world. So I don't know. I just feel like Ashley is trying so hard to come for Stacey that her forehead is getting bigger with every episode. And I hope that she doesn't allow Stacey's success. Like, watch Ashley at the reunion is probably going to come for Stacey harder than we've seen Ashley come for people, because she gets real mad whenever someone comes on the show and is liked, like really mad. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'll say.
Yes. So from that scene, Ashley pulls Giselle aside and said, hey, we was just up in there and Stacey had text Timo. No, she said Timu, which Ashley, that was shade, even though you probably didn't mean to say it like that, but she said Timu, and she said sex, and in the bed said, I think you have the wrong number, and they was giggling. Stacey walked up to them. She said, y'all better stop talking about me right now. And I was like, get him, Stacey. Because Stacey, no, she look like she could fight, but it was kind of like, yeah, I just wanted to see you just pick them both up and just knock their heads together and throw them away like Rasputia did in Norbit. But anyways, so Wendy is telling Jazzy to get her stuff because she's not feeling well. Wendy said before she went on the trip, somebody in her home caught a bug, and now she thinks she's catching it as well. So Giselle goes over to Wendy and, comforts her and everything. And the producer's like, well, why don't we have her sit in the van and then y'all go ahead and continue on, because they had a sound drum lesson to do. That was the final thing that Giselle had set up. So the ladies go in the sound drum and they're all playing the music, and the people in the village are getting into it and everything. Wendy does come up and, joins them for the, sound drum, and she does a little something, and it was cute for what it was. I'm going to read the comments while I'm doing so. Mrs. Best, is there anything else you want to add to this scene before we move on?
No.
Okay, so let's read the chat. Let me see. No, I went to Shani's comment. That's where. Oh no. Damn, y'all be commenting. I love it. I love the engagement. I love all of this. Mrs. Moncrief said, it's just like when Mrs. Best said, if Latrice would stand 10 toes down in her mess, then the girls will respect her. Angel and Latrice both can learn a lesson from how Stacey stands alone. Yeah, I agree with that. I do.
That's true. If you don't pick a lane, lean into it and stand on it. But if you gonna pick a lane and then say that you forgive people, then come back, say you mad, then the next moment you sad, then the next moment your husband got to send you $5,000 in a jet, like, bitch, choose an emotion.
Right. See, the thing about Stacey, and this is why I'm saying, when people say Stacey be lying, like, we know that she lying, but at the end of the day, she wants y'all to prove she's lying, and nobody can prove it. That's what makes that's what makes it funny. Like, yeah, we know she lied, but at the end of the day, like me, I'm somebody that'd be like, well, prove she lied. Because it was proven she got divorced. Where's this lawsuit at, TJ? Where's the lawsuit? Why we can't find it? Why you ain't putting out no more shit? So until that is, I'm gonna believe the motherfucker was dating her. Sorry. Until he says otherwise, until I see the lawsuit where she promised him the money, they was dating. I don't give a damn at this point. So sorry, not sorry. Y'all can sue me. I don't care. But at the end of the day, I need to see some shit for me to believe this lady was lying. I think she lied, absolutely. But where are the receipts that she lied? So there we go. That's how I feel. We don't want to hear Bobby or Jared's name no more. I'm telling y'all, we don't want to hear them names no more. Two peas in a pie, angry birds, ain't they?
The emojis were cute.
Right, they were.
Oh.
That picture, why was her hand up? I don't know. Stacey is just awkward. She just is one of the more awkward people. I thought it was a joke between the two of them. You could tell from his first response he knew who he was talking to. Absolutely. He knows his wife. He knows Stacey. Stacey goofy and
Man, that
gooberish.
rich ain't just responding to unknown numbers. So I'm sure he knew exactly who it was. But Ashley, we have watched Mr. Darby ignore multiple phone calls, not come home, feeling up on production's booties while dreaming about Juan, making everybody uncomfortable, all the while ignoring your ass. So leave Stacey alone.
So Wendy did all that screaming just to be sick as a dog. Low key, every time Wendy does something extra, I say that's why she got caught pulling a stunt. Y'all see what Karamo said on Watch Ramen's Live? I watched that little snippet because it was sent to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all because to me, when you dig in one ditch, dig one for yourself too. I'm not saying that that man does anything that Wendy does, but to me, he's a stunt queen himself. So for me, I'm sorry, like that was a poor joke at her expense because Wendy could very much beat the case. We don't know what's going to happen. That's why I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about Wendy's case.
It's cruel and unusual because they were not born in America, and in the current time, she is at risk of things that are much more serious. So
right.
It's really nothing to joke about, especially with kids being involved. Separate from that, if people can forgive Teresa and Joe, then why can't people forgive Wendy? Wendy has harmed an already rich insurance company, but has not harmed others. She's not been accused of stealing from people in her life. We're not seeing and hearing of people come out saying that she's always been shady or ran some shady drug ring in college. Like, they scam some insurance companies, which is quiet as it's kept, a lot of people think to do before they harm others. I'd rather you do some shady shit with the company than to hurt a person. So I'll say that, but Karamo needs to be quiet and find something to do, because if we go watch you on The Real World seasons ago, sir, you would get canceled. So you better hope you don't have your Tyra moment, how Tyra had to come out and apologize for Top Model. He better be cool before people dig up The Real World.
And it's very easy to dig up too these days. So, you know, I would just be careful there. That wasn't very befitting of him. I thought that was very shallow and crazy. Also, like Stacey said, they don't talk like that to one another. They don't send texts like that to each other. Yeah, she made it very clear that she just wanted to try it. And Ashley, Ashley gonna take whatever inch she can take from Stacey to prove that, Stacey be lying. But it's like, Ashley, you've lied on this show, and so has Giselle. So both of y'all need to cut it out. Ashley, go buy your mama a new wig with that divorce money. She ain't getting no goddamn money. I need her to prove that to me too.
I think she got to keep a house in her name, and I think she getting child support. I think that's it.
Yep.
I don't think she got much.
Timu's German humor is best described as a relationship with Mia, with the dog, and her boyfriend from Germany, Martha's
Bria from Summer House Martha.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Mia who? Yes. I remember that. I didn't. No, that's not the same guy. Now that you know what I was about to say, I feel like that man that Bria had was the same man Marie brought on Bell Collective. I was like, no, that's not the same guy, but they looked alike. That was a Detroit coming out a little bit, just a little bit, and I loved every part of it. Karen's, I agree, makes sense. He's foreign too. Yeah, gotcha. Ashley had all those questions for Stacey, but took her 4+ seasons to give us, yes, I finally divorced. It was really like 5 or 6 seasons, but we're going to give her 4 because that's one we can prove. She did split up from him going into season 3. She got a whole nother apartment.
You can say she didn't marry her man for money. You can't never say that you found success on your own, bitch. You found a come up in an old white guy that was perverted. Leave Stacey alone before we read you for filth. At least Stacey had a career before, during, and after.
Absolutely. Because of that bullshit ass contract that was put out a little while ago was just that bullshit. It sure was. Because there's no way I could see somebody with common sense and knowledge as she portrays herself to be. Because if y'all read that contract, which is why I said I want to see the lawsuit, I don't want to hear about this contract anymore. Because to me, I proved that was her signature, proved that it was notarized because it wasn't, prove that that's what she agreed to because it agreed. She let me tell you the
They
contract.
both have careers that are based around contracts. So something I will say after seeing the contract is I am with James on that. I would like to see a lawsuit filed or some other form of documentation. Hell, even a screenshotted text message. But that contract, after looking at it, is not something that I would want to go and believe, especially being that TJ has had a career in acting and Stacey has had a career in acting and hosting on television and in sales. All of that requires contracts. When you have careers like that, you're trained and you understand to read a contract. You understand the importance of getting a notary, all of that. So I don't believe any of it. That's why Stacey, she lies about stuff, but the stuff she lies about, I think, is often small. And I think because she doesn't give a crap if you figure out or catch her in a lie and will just, oh, well, I'm sorry. I think that pisses the rest of the women off and then makes her slightly lose credibility with them. But until she lies about like something legit, I don't give a damn.
Me either. That's what I'm saying. Like until it's proved otherwise, I'm believing everything she tells me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna believe it until someone can prove it's a lie. Like that's the thing about it is nobody can prove it's a lie. And I want evidence, not, oh, okay, well, the guy was this way, that way. I don't care about that. I don't care. For her, she could be naive and think it was real. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I need more proof. That's just me. I'm sorry. Wasn't there a picture of Michael out there in the bed in the hotel room, half dressed with somebody else? Yep, it sure was. A harmless but dumb crime.
Yes, Wendy.
It was absolutely. Rather be Wendy scamming the insurance company than Jen Shaw scamming old people out of money. True.
But because Wendy's a black woman, everybody is making it a big deal. And that's the other part of Karamo's comment that was whack. Because you just seem to enjoy tearing her down further. They already got all this proof that obviously her and Eddie did something. So if you don't have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything.
Just don't say anything at all. And as we said, we don't, just because there is evidence does not mean Wendy and Eddie can't still beat this case. So until we get a verdict, I'm not speaking on it like this. Like, I'm really not. Like, to me, I hate that Andy keeps asking this question. Until there's a verdict, I don't care. I want to see the verdict. And when she's guilty, just like with Karen, I didn't need a verdict for Karen to know she was guilty. She incriminated herself when those videos got released. So that is different than Wendy, where we don't really have, because her name isn't on shit. If you look at the evidence, there's not a response to A's email from her. There is not anything that ties her to this case as much as it ties Eddie to this case. All we have is some Instagram photos, and that could have been a replica. We don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all, we have to kind of go off of what really realistic matters, and that's the court case at this point. Because evidence can be inadmissible. It really can. So that's why I said, and I want to see her.
African culture, as an African person here, I can say, especially how their marriage is, there's probably a reason you won't find anything with her name on it. And if somebody got to go down, it probably will not be both of them.
Exactly. And then there we go. So that's what I'm saying. Wait it out, y'all. It's not like I'm saying this to the people who are out there wanting to just already incriminate her. Wait it out. And let's see what happens. Versus just automatically thinking she's guilty because her name is Dr. Wendy Osefo, and she's on Real Housewives of Potomac. Stunting. I need more than that. Sorry. So yeah. I agree with this comment. Krama. Yeah. I agree with that comment. And then by season 5, she was pregnant with the second baby. Well, I mean, she still,
Check.
yeah, she had to. I mean,
But
it
she
was
realized
hard.
she fucked up with that alimony. She was hella obvious on television.
Yep.
If I was a divorce attorney, I'd just subpoena the show for the film.
Me too. I just say let's make a deal. And our because at this point I got you already slapping people asses. There was a lawsuit. Look, just make a deal. Just give me a settlement. I'll shut my ass up and not mention you ever on this camera again. But I'm keeping my job on the show. But I need a good 500,000 up front, and then you pay the child support for these kids, and we'll call it even. That's what I would do. But that's just me. She got a billboard for her forehead, but announces everything but the truth. That's because the truth ain't in her. That's why she does that. Ashley would do anything not to be in a tent under a bridge. Being with Michael was her way out. And I'm not mad at that, y'all. Hear me out. I'm not mad at that. That's what she chose to do, because there's a lot of women who do it. I lived in Miami. I saw it all the time. So I'm not mad at what she do, but I want her to own it. That's my whole problem. Own what you did. Own what you did. It's fine. You still kissing old ass men on TV. Own what you did. Say you got daddy issues and you like old ass men. There's nothing wrong with that. But she's making a problem when she acts like that's not what she did. And that she really loved him. I'm sure she loved him, but I'm sure you was looking for a way out as well. That was not a contract. It was some bullshit ass words on paper. In the words of Giselle, that was not notarized. There was no stamp. But Giselle was talking about that contract was real. If that's the shit she saw from the actress, that is. Stacey's lies do not affect others, yet Giselle lies does. The line is always moving, Candace. Yep, that is a great point, Kevin Reynolds. The best point ever. Yes, absolutely. Wendy and Eddie are innocent until proven guilty. It was all scheme set up by Todd. I think it was smart for them each other to get their own attorney. That doesn't mean that they're turning on each other. No, it doesn't. It means, to me, a smart avenue for one of them to be out to help raise their kids. That's kind of what I'm seeing it to be. So yes. She got that man to invest in that bullshit ass restaurant. Don't nobody want no kangaroo burger or anything. So. But that was, guys, we got to talk about one last thing, and we got to get to Mrs. Best channel for her live. We are running late. I am so sorry, but yeah, we're running late. So the last thing we're going to talk about is this disaster dinner. Wendy is sick, so Giselle and Stacey bring her Stacey does bring her some ginger ale, some Gatorade, make sure she get her electrolytes, but she's going to miss out on the dinner. So the dinner comes out, and everyone sits at the table, and Angel goes, so am I going to be the topic of discussion at this table? And everybody looking at her like, okay, here we go again. And once again, Giselle apologizes, and then she moves on, and she goes, I do want to understand, Kay, you left the dinner early. I think Stacey asked her that. And she goes, yeah, I did, because, I was mad about Angels, mad about a lot of things. And then Jazzy comes at me, and Jazzy looks at her and was like, oh no, like, you said something in terms of Wendy, so I'm just holding you accountable. And Kay was like, well, what did I say? And for once, I'm on Kay's side with this, y'all. Jazzy, can you hear me? What the fuck did Kay say about Wendy that was so horrible that you are holding it hostage for us? And I'm sorry if that was loud in anybody's ear. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I need to know, Jazzy. This is why I don't fuck with Jazzy, because Jazzy be doing some bullshit. Kay probably didn't even say nothing. And here you is cliffhangering us to death over some shit that we don't even care about no more. So, y'all. So Jazzy said, you sure you want me to go? You sure you want me to say that? And it's another to be continued. So it's like, y'all, unless Jazzy says it, I don't believe Kay said anything. I'm going to ask Mrs. Best. She just jumped back in the chat. Mrs. Best, we were talking about Jazzy and her bringing up that Kay said something very detrimental against Wendy, but she won't say what it is, and she keeps cliffhangering us with this. Do you think that Kay said something to Jazzy about Wendy, or do you think that Jazzy is making it up?
Sorry, y'all. My computer restarted and started updating without asking me, so I got kicked out. Jazzy's messy. Jazzy's extremely messy. It seems like when it comes to Wendy, when it comes to Kay, if we go back to the reunion, when it comes to several people, it seems like Jazzy is playing telephone. Like if you call Jazzy and tell her something, she's gonna call three other people and tell them that's something that you told her, and that's childish, in my opinion. So I keep noticing that pattern with Jazzy. I do like Jazzy this season, and she is much more entertaining, but she's messy too. So I can't. I can't. I think they're both wrong.
Mm-hmm. No, I can definitely agree to that. I think that they both are messy, and Kay, with her stank attitude, and Jazzy with her messy deflection. I do think that there's something between the two. But as I said, unless you could say what Kay said about Wendy, I don't care anymore.
That's why
Because
I'm
why are
not
you
addressing it. I'm just like, you know what, Jazzy, you got a pattern, but until you say what it is, it's not even to really be fucking discussed. She's saying this trying to make it a moment and have relevancy for television, but I don't care. You're behaving like a seventh grader. Either spill the fucking beans or shut up and go back to your man and his kids.
for her sake? It better be something bad or big. For her to be cliffhangering the fuck out of us with this, it better be like the most craziest, devilish thing I've ever heard in my life. It better be. If I have to go through all this to figure out what the fuck it is, it better be. I'm just saying. I
I
hope
don't
it
think
is.
she'll ever expose it. I see her at some point trying to take the argument of, well, I'm not going to kiss and tell type energy and saying that is not in her character to say it. I feel like that'll be her way of deflecting out of it, but I don't think that Jazzy will ever tell us. Because didn't the same thing happen with her? And the same thing just keeps happening with Jazzy. So I don't think she'll ever say it. But my thing is, I hate when people do this. If you're going to say something and everybody on the show, that'll be the perfect time to come together and pressure her to say what it is. Because I have a
Right.
feeling Jazzy is not good at lying.
I have a feeling it's some bullshit, and I will be on K's side when it comes to Jazzy because at the end of the day, you didn't even need to bring that up if it was nothing. So for Jazzy's sake, it better be something that just over the top, just gutter. I just need to be something just crazy at this point. Tia versus Jazzy next episode. I saw the preview. Jazzy was yelling at Tia. Jazzy may get red for filth like she did last season. Just saying. Jazzy reminds me of Britt from Real Housewives of New York reboot. I never watched it, so I don't know who that is.
Not good.
Bryn, not Britt. Oh, okay, Bryn. Okay, I don't know. I still don't know who that is. So I did not
It's
watch Real
not
House.
good. Kevin. I don't care for bread, but
I don't know who. I stopped watching Real Housewives of New York ever since that lady took her leg off and put it on the table. That was the last time I watched Real Housewives of New York. Oh God, don't say Brit because Brit Edie will pop up like a curse. So yes, listen. Oh Lord Jesus, don't bring her up, please don't. Please don't. Oof, clog nosh. Oh my gosh, y'all. I don't even want to rewatch the last season of Real Housewives of Atlanta because of that shit. So, but that was pretty much the episode, y'all. It was a good episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. It got me aggravated enough to want to talk about it. So we're gonna go ahead and move it on along to Mrs. Best channel. We have Married at First Sight, y'all. Episode 7 was something else, so y'all do not want to miss this, especially our opinions on it. I thank everybody here. Shout out to the replay gang. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment. I would love to engage with you guys. Shout out to everybody who was in the chat. Love all of you. Thank you for being here, and I will see you on my next recap, guys, which will be Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Thank you so much. Have a great one, y'all. Bye-bye.